Hey there folks, Luke here with the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you're all doing well. Today for this episode we are finally getting around to reviewing the Osprey Atmos AG 50 liter pack. Now, it's been a number of months since I did an overview of this pack. I showed off a number of different features and so on, kind of discussed it. Now, if you're interested in that type of information, I will put a link in the description box down below so you can see about all the pockets and all that good stuff. For the sake of this video, this is a straightforward review based on countless days and hours of hiking, backpacking around with this most excellent pack. So with that being said, go ahead and get comfortable. Let's get started. Let's start talking about this pack now. So my friends, before we get to the main portion of the review, where we start going over the pros and cons, let's go ahead and take a look at this pack, a closer look at this pack, and what makes it extremely special. So we're taking a look here at the front side of the Osprey Atmos 50 liter AG pack. The AG stands for anti-gravity, and that all deals with the suspension system and the harness. Now, as you can see here, this is all one big piece of mesh, and essentially this is what you would consider a trampoline suspension system, or a suspended suspension system. Trampoline works, definitely makes sense. Anti-gravity. So as you can see here with the shoulder harness, down through the back, all the way down to the waist belt, that is all one large piece of mesh. And this is the anti-gravity suspension system. And this is a trampoline suspension system. And I'm sure you get it, right? Just like a trampoline. You'd bounce on it, jump on it, put your weight on it, just like so. Let's just go ahead and jump headfirst right into the review. Now, like I said, I've tested this on numerous trips. I have roughly 50 miles worth of trail time with this backpack, and I'm talking pretty, strenuous trips. Lots of uphill, lots of steep downhill. I was sweating, my heart was thumping on these trips, and this pack has performed so extremely well. It really has. And it all boils down to the trampoline suspension system. This pack just fits with your body. It fits like a glove. It's extremely adjustable. So you can get this to fit me, it will fit you, and so on. That is definitely one of the pros to this pack, is that it can be fitted to your body type. And it really just fits like a glove. The pack becomes a part of you, and it feels amazing. It really does. When it comes to weight, I've carried right at 35 pounds with this. And for me, that's starting to get pretty heavy. I don't usually like to go any higher than that for a summertime, fall bag. Wintertime, I don't mind carrying more. But at 35 pounds, extremely comfortable, no issues at all. I apologize for the smoke there, but it is so buggy today for some reason that I had to start a smoldering fire just for the smoke to keep the bugs away. Yeah, the heaviest amount of weight that I have packed into this pack is right at 50 pounds. And yes, that is not a load that I'm ever going to carry, hopefully. But even at 50 pounds, it was manageable, it was comfortable. I would not want to go any heavier than 50 pounds with this suspension system. If you wanted to go heavier than that, I would recommend the Arc'teryx Ultra 65 pack. Now, speaking of that, of the Arc'teryx Ultra 65 pack. That is considered to be one of the best backpacks ever made, and it still is. It's a fantastic backpack. But this right here has taken the crown. So yes, my friends, this just happens to be my most favorite backpack at the moment. I've just enjoyed carrying it so much. It's so comfortable, so versatile. It's amazing. It really is. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and touch upon the pros and the cons of this pack. Now, when it comes to comfort, this is definitely one of the best wearing packs I have ever had. Like I said, it really just fits your body very snug, like a glove. And you could go straight up a mountain with this, and it feels great. You could go straight down a mountain, very rocky. You're having to do a lot of moving, and the pack just flows with you. It really is incredible. After multiple days of wearing this in a row, my shoulders weren't sore, my hips weren't sore, no hot spots, no pressure points. It really is fantastic. I'm playing musical chairs here as I go from log to log to log because of the smoke. But the one aspect to this suspension system that really makes it fantastic is that it really distributes the weight inside of your pack evenly. So it's spread out amongst that mesh, amongst that back panel. So you can load up your pack, you can really compress it down, get everything really harnessed and stuck together, and you can just take off on your trip. And the backpack, like I said, just really moves with your body. It really distributes the weight evenly along your back there. So you really just have a high degree of comfort, no matter how much weight that you're carrying. So again, with a suspension system like this, the ventilation is off the charts. It really is. You can wear this, and you don't have moisture building up in all the typical spots. Usually you have it on your lower lumbar support, maybe some on your back, some on the shoulder harnesses. This pack does an amazing job of keeping you dry because you have that separation between the mesh and the actual backpack itself. So you can go straight up a mountain, you can run up a mountain, and yeah, you're going to sweat, but it's going to evaporate because you don't have anything laying directly against your back. Absolutely amazing. If you're a hot-natured individual, a sweaty individual, this pack is for you. There's no doubt about that. Speaking of the suspension system again, very easy to adjust, as I mentioned already, and I'm not going to show you guys how to do that because I did show that in the overview. So if you're interested on how to, change the size, make adjustments, and so on, watch that video. A link is in the description box. But that is definitely a pro for this pack because you can slide everything up and down. You can make all the adjustments very, very quickly, very, very simply. So, as your weight changes in your pack, if you need to make adjustments, you can very, very quickly. That's a great feature. Pockets, organization, excellent. Lots of pockets, lots of ways to organize your gear. You have a large sleeping bag compartment, which I'm really glad to see with a 50-liter pack. Sometimes they skimp on the size of the sleeping bag compartment, and I can tell you that this one's perfectly fine. It's very much adequate. You can fit anything that you need to in there, so it really does work well. You have a separator between the sleeping bag compartment and the main portion of the bag, lots of pockets. You're in good shape. One aspect I really like about this pack is the water bottle pockets. Very, very well thought out. Typically, most packs have water bottle pockets, and you have to go in from the top, just like so. With this pack here, you can go in vertically from the side. So as you're wearing the pack, you can just shove the bottles in through the side. Easy grab, easy put back in. It really works well. I'm glad to see that. That is one issue I have with a lot of backpacks is that, you almost have to rip your arm off to be able to grab your water bottles and pull them out. Not with this pack. Not at all. Next pro is this large section of mesh, stretchy mesh right here. It offers a lot of space. I keep my additional layers inside of this, my jacket. If I'm wearing zip-off pants, I'll put my legs in there. Long sleeve shirt, so on. Lots of space. You can stow anything that you need to right there, and it's great. Now, the last and final pro is price. This pack right here is $200 on Amazon right now at the time of filming. I paid like $213, something like that for it. And that is a fantastic deal for what you are getting. You're getting yourself a pack that has all the features, all the bells and whistles. It doesn't skimp anywhere. Now, with that being said, there are a few negatives, and I will touch upon them right now. One of those negatives happens to be the pockets on the waist belt. You can see those right there. It is interesting. I've seen reviews where people talk about these pockets being oversized, and that is just not accurate in the least little bit. These pockets are so small, they're almost unusable. I was able to fit my phone into them, and that's about it. So maybe a bar on one side and your small size cell phone on another, and that's about all you can cram in there. This day and age, it really surprises me to see such small pockets on the hip belt because everybody knows, these companies know that when you put on these backpacks and you form that around your waist, that these pockets stretch very, very tightly around the waist belt. So, this pack is so close to greatness except for that right there. That is a real shame. Another slight negative is that you cannot access your gear, the internals of the pack, from the sides, from the front, or so on. You have to go in straight from the top. And, folks, this is a top-loading pack. But one of my favorite features is to be able to access the internals of your pack from the outside. That is a feature that I would love to see in the future. It would take some work to kind of reorganize, reshape this pack, but it could be done. It could be done simply, and it really would take it to the next level. So maybe in the future, Osprey will bring out the AG2 with that feature right there. And also, larger waist belt pockets, guys. Those are borderline useless. Alright, now going to the suspension system. There is a small negative which I've discovered with this pack. This pack does not squeak, but as you're really hiking along, you're taking some hard steps, this pack makes a crunching sound. And basically, it's the force of your steps, of gravity essentially, and the weight of the pack being placed upon the suspension system that causes some creaking. You can hear this. You can hear that flex, that stretch. Now, for me personally, I did not find that irritating. I have some packs, I even have some Osprey packs that squeak, and squeaking really gets on my nerves. Now, when I was hiking around just recently, you know, I was kind of zoned out off into my own world. And I remember somebody making a comment about this pack squeaking on the overview video. And so I just started paying attention, and no, this pack does not squeak. It crunches. It really does. But with that being said, it's a very minor issue. It's not something that I really notice. For me personally, it does not hinder my enjoyment at all with this backpack. As soon as I noticed it, I forgot about it. It's not that big of a deal. It's so quiet, even with that crunch, that I was able to come up upon a bear without spooking it, which you guys will see in the next overnight adventure. Bear encounters, turtle encounters, snakes, weird hikers. Yeah, so it's not that big of a deal. Continuing on with this trampoline suspension system. In the wintertime, this will pose somewhat of a problem, especially if you're hiking in snowy conditions. I was thinking about this when I was kind of hiking around, and you know, with a suspension system like this, snow will get behind it. It will get onto the backside of this pack, and that doesn't seem like a big deal until that snow starts to melt. You know, as the heat is releasing from your body, that snow will melt, and that means that this pack will become wet. That is going to be a problem. So if you're going to be hiking around in a snowstorm, this would not be my go-to pack. I would find something that essentially doesn't have a backing like this. Yeah, that's just something to consider, something to remember. So for mountaineering, extremely comfortable. But mountaineering with snowfall might pose a problem. The next negative comes to weight. This pack is right at 4 pounds, so this is not ultra light by any means. So yeah, that can be considered a slight negative, but the truth is, thanks to the suspension system, it's so incredibly comfortable, you're not going to notice that 4 pounds, I promise you. The last of the negatives deals with the fact that this pack does not come with a rain cover. A rain cover is not included, and Osprey, I think that is so incredibly cheap. Those rain covers cost virtually nothing to make, but yet they want you to go out and spend another 20 bucks or whatever it is to buy one. Now, REI had a version of this pack for sale that included a rain cover, and I don't know if that was just a promotion when the pack came out onto the market, or if that's something they still offer. It is cheap when a company does not include a rain cover, because like I said, those things cost absolutely nothing. So my friends, that wraps up our review of the Osprey Atmos 50-liter AG anti-gravity system. This pack is absolutely awesome. It is so incredibly comfortable. I cannot begin to brag highly enough about this pack. I mean, on my recent overnight adventure, which you guys will see soon, I was wearing this pack. I mean, I was running up on top of these mountains, and I'd get to the top, and my whole body would be soaking wet in sweat. And that's important, because it wasn't just spots. It was my entire shirt, my entire body. It wasn't buildup, in other words. So I was able to just continue on walking, and my entire shirt, my entire body dried off. And that is a testament to this suspension system. Just incredibly comfortable, really performs well, Snow will be a slight issue in the future in the colder months for some people, not everybody. This really is a terrific pack. It's at the very top of my list of backpacks. I highly recommend it. I purchased this pack with my own money, and that says a lot. If you guys have any questions for me, please feel free, drop me a line, let me know. If you want to see more detailed information about this pack, you know, the features, the pockets, and so on, make sure to check out the overview video, which I did. You will find a link down below. Before I could put out a review for this pack, I had to put it through its paces. I had to take it out. I had to test it to make sure that it was a great product. And folks, it really is. Strength and honor, everybody. Take care.